Alrighty, we are wrapping up day 2 of practice here for the FLW Tour presented by Costa on Kentucky Lake. Got Carl Jocumsen with me.
Yep.
Carl, you tell me you've basically only been to Kentucky Lake once before.
Yep.
So how is she treating you this time around?
Well, I've been here for the good and the bad, but what sucks is I did bad when it was really good. So
Yep.
I've never had a great tournament here at Kentucky, but I've come back and I've tried to learn it, and I've just tried to spend a lot of time here without any tournaments, just trying to learn the whole ledge deal, because
That's what a lot of guys do. Like,
yeah.
Clint Davis, like when he was younger, he lived here for like a month to learn
Yep.
Kentucky Lake. So that's a smart thing.
What was super strange, like when I was here when it was good, was back in Australia and back home, I was really good with my graphs and locating fish. Australian bass sit on ledges, like especially in summertime, like 20, 25 feet. They sit off the ledge, you find them, you throw back to them, catch them. So like the ledge deal it's perfect, but for some reason I could find them and I just couldn't catch them, and I didn't know about different angles and the way they set up and stuff like that, and even to the point where when we were here when it was good, I really tried to power fish for them, big swim baits, like the typical stuff, and the schools that I found, with the slow current, I should have thrown a drop shot or something back to them. I didn't even know they ate that on the ledges, so I should have been finesse fishing, which I love to do, so it was just steep learning curve. The whole carp deal and everything that's happened coming up now has just changed it a whole lot, but it actually is going to suit me a little bit better, I think.
Okay, why do you say that?
It's my 8th year here. I've never ever done one good in one single slugfest. Like when everyone just wrecks them, I'm trying to look into stuff too much, trying to find something off the wall. I don't know what I do, but I just don't catch them. I'll catch good limit, but like 15 pounds, and I'll come 70th each day or whatever, and you need 20, where I want it to be a grind. I want it to be tough, so it suits me a little bit better. Yesterday was probably the most testing, difficult day I've ever spent on the water, just mentally and physically. We've gone from winter, skip spring, stinking hot day.
Oh yeah, it's like 90 right now.
Yeah,
it's not fun.
It's crazy. Like this whole schedule has gone Florida. We sort of got some hot weather, and then it's gone cold, and you just got to adjust. But I caught a 5-pounder on my second cast yesterday morning.
All right, I like that.
I'm up every morning. Like I've got an hour drive, and I want to be down here, so you got to be on the water at 5:15 to legally be on the water, and that shad spawn only lasts early. So being at Norman, having 4 o'clock starts, looking for that shad spawn. Here it's been the same deal. Rolled out there, it's almost dark. 5-pounder straight off the bat, thinking okay, and then didn't get another bite. I caught 3 fish all day yesterday. One was shad spawn up shallow, one was on a ledge in 20 feet, and the other one was flipping. So it was like
so basically everything that's going on. Right?
Yeah, it was a little bit everything, but I couldn't replicate it. But today, same kind of deal. This morning, not much happening, but sort of got onto something, but I think it could be going away. You've got to be super careful. So
I hear you. What do you think you're going to do for tomorrow, as far as how you're going to divide your time between whether you're idling and really trying to push something offshore, or trying to figure out something shallow?
So the big deal is, just from what I've learned, is how much water they're going to generate. And so they had they've hardly been, it's been like 20, hardly anything at all drawing.
Yeah, it's been pretty slow.
It's been slow, but the stability's been stable. It's been staying the same, which is good for up shallow, not good up deep. But then today they started ripping some water, and it looks like they're going to rip it then tomorrow. So it's a little bit unpredictable, because it's saying now tournament day it's going to be slow again, but it wasn't supposed to pull very hard today, and it did. That's going to change things. So I found a deal that is supposed to be going away up, it should be going away up shallow, but for some reason there's still a little bit there. But tomorrow I'm pretty much going to be offshore solely. It's like we've had 3 hot days, the water temperature's skyrocketing. It's all setting up to be the perfect storm offshore.
Yeah, whether it happens day 1 or day 2, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen at some stage, but it also is a different Kentucky lake. There's just so many carp out there. you know, my hummingbirds are good. I can tell whether they're carp or whatever. You can see the fork in their tail on the side imaging. But there's also bass underneath them. There's a lot to take in. So I'm going to go and do what I like, but tomorrow I'm going to probably devote solely offshore and do as much as I can to find that bite. And if not, you know, I'll probably be up shallow.
All right. Well, I kind of like the sound of that. You've got at least something to go on up shallow, and I feel like it seems to me that it's Kentucky Lake. We're getting to that time of year. Offshore should be the place to be, but at the same time, we're in a little bit of flux here, so I understand.
Yeah, and this time of year, you've got the shad spawn. I think we're just missing out on it now, so that early morning bite is starting to go away. But then the bluegill start to spawn and go up, so that can keep some fish there.
Yep.
So I think the water temperature can do whatever, but as long as they don't pull the water down, I think we'll be all right.
Awesome.
But it's going to be one of those things where everyone's going to cry and say it's super tough, but the weights aren't going to tell that. If you get 5 bites, you're going to have 15 pounds or better, and you're probably going to have high teens if you get 5 bites.
Just because there's that kind of quality.
If you catch one, it's a 3-pounder or it's a real baby. You don't get like 2.5s. They just don't live in here. It's just like a big fish or not. So when the guys were here last week with the elites and stuff, I watched live and all that right through, and not many guys got over like 6 or 7 bites, but the weights were unbelievable.
Yeah, they were really good.
If you looked at it, you'd be like, oh my God, they smashed them. But if you really watched it, they hardly got any bites. 9 bites was like the most anyone got.
All right.
And then now all shallow for those guys, and now you're going to have a split up of everything. So it's going to be a super cool tournament of who figures it out, because these fish could be doing anything.
Well, we'll see who figures out, and hopefully it's you, but good luck out there, man.
Thanks, Jody. Appreciate it.
Alrighty, next up is the ledge master himself, Randy Haynes. Randy, I'm sure you have been out doing a lot of idling, kind of getting the pulse of the ledges here. Give me the report.
Well, it's tough. You know, I've heard a lot of crying this week. Man, I don't know. I've checked some pretty telling places what stage you're in, and they're not there. I don't know. You know, the carp's out there awful heavy right now, so I don't know what stage you're in. I'm sure they're close. Water temperature's pushing, you know, anywhere from 75 to low 80s, so I don't know, we'll see.
Okay. Do you think this is the kind of case where we're going to see that sort of first big move, so to speak, either like tomorrow afternoon or on Wednesday, or even, you know, sometime day 1, day 2 of the tournament?
Well, I would thought that a couple weeks ago, but you know, it's just places that man, their first moving out place, they hadn't got to there yet. So
really?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've been looking at, you know, secondary places in the back of the creeks, you know, shallow bars, which they ought to be all over shallow bars right now, and I've yet to get bit on a shallow bar. So it's puzzling. You know, we've been trying to figure out how to catch a limit and go back in the creeks, and the brim are bedding right now. Seen a couple big fish laying around the brim bed, so you know, I don't know. I'm kind of lost right now.
Okay. I remember a few years ago on Pickwick, you know, there was a very small minority of guys that got on them on the ledges, and you were among that until you got your weight DQ'd.
Yeah.
But like, do you think it's going to be that sort of situation where there's the fish, where somebody will get on them out and will catch some good fish out, but it's going to be just few and far between?
Well, it's going to be really far between. You know, man, I just keep bringing back to secondary places that I hadn't seen none. You know, and that's the telling. You know, that's the first step. Unless they just go full blown straight out. This lake right now is a total different lake with the amount of carp we got in it right now, and I'm having to learn it because we haven't got the shad in the lake. The fish are starting to have to feed on different
things,
different forage. So I don't know if we're running around the bank feeding on bluegill and bass fry, or I don't know. Right now the bass are the carp are covering the ledges up, on the bass spots. So I don't know if that's going to make a move. Last year in the Costa at this stage we was catching them on the shallow bars in the secondary places. Then the 1st of June they made a big move 3 days before the tournament started on a Monday, and it got real good, and we had a cold front and it knocked it back. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this tournament.
Okay. What's your plan roughly for tomorrow then? It sounds like you're a little conflicted as to whether you should keep pushing the offshore stuff.
Well, I'll put it this way. I don't care about points.
I know that.
I don't care about points. So I'm staying out in the middle. Everybody can go beat the bank. If they want to come out there, come out there. Because it's going to be probably a hero or zero deal. And right now, I think I've caught 1 keeper in 2 days. So, if y'all want to come on.
Alrighty, well, I kind of like the sound of that just from the potential to hero, because, man, we're on Kentucky Lake like we've seen it happen so many times where, the fish can move out and it can happen in a hurry. And I guess we'll sort of keep our fingers crossed for that.
Yeah, and like I said, it's a total different lake, and we're missing about 2 years of age group in this lake, and it seems like they're 3 to 6 pounds. What
they're big or they're real small.
We've missing 2 years. We got an age group is 10 to 12 inches. That's what I'm catching in the shad spawn in the morning, and man, I'm not catching nothing in between.
All right. Well, I guess good luck trying to either find some in between or find some of those big ones. And man, Randy, thanks for stopping by.
I appreciate it. Looking forward to it.